My name is Harold. I'm the senior advisor for Shane C. Construction. I'm here to talk about the electrical portion of this room addition up here in Carmel. Beautiful day in central Indiana. It's a good day for it. The electricians are making all their main stubs for a new kitchen, new laundry room. I'm going to have a pop filler on the stove. It's going to be a pretty high-end kitchen. Really nice job. Customer had their wish list for can lights and all that kind of stuff, and we worked with the kitchen designer and laid all that out. So everything's roughed in, going to be really nice. The electrical was a 2-day process because unfortunately they had to do a couple days in the attic, dragging wires to the old box to get some more circuits in, because we have a water heater going out there, we have a range, and we have a dishwasher, microwave, a gas, electric dryer, and all those things that need their own circuit, so we don't have any problems with the electrical. So they stubbed all their wires one day, and then they pulled all the home runs the next, and took a little time, which is pretty normal. It's a little bit of a job, but they got through it without any trouble. Yeah. Now we're into the plumbing. The plumbing's a busy day. Lots of holes to drill, lots of pipe to run. We're in the laundry room part of it here, and you'll see me doing the plumbing, which is unusual in itself. However, it had to get done, so it's like we always do. We got to do whatever it takes to get it done and keep the job flowing. There's Shane and Cooper. They're both here to help. You see Larry over there, he's just handing me pipe, and we're getting him stubbed through the walls and getting all the vents. Every one of those white lines that you see going straight up, those are vent lines. You gotta let a lot of air into the plumbing system so that you can let the water out. Otherwise, it's just not gonna flow well. It's a pretty straightforward process. Now we're starting to run some water lines, and we got half-inch lines stubbed to all the fixtures, so we get plenty of water flow. All the 3/4 connections will be under the crawl space. Typically, if it was a new house or something, we'd probably done a manifold system, but because we're converting to old plumbing, we're gonna plumb it just like it was plumbed in the day, and it works really well. Now we're using PEX, that's the red and the blue. Makes it pretty straightforward. You know what's hot, which is cold in a hurry. Everything's gonna be capped off, gonna be air tested. We like to test it with 90 pounds of pressure, so we make sure we have no leaks, and we get it covered up. There's nothing worse than have to cut drywall out and going back and fix a leak. And I wish I could say it's never happened, but yeah, it happens. So we're gonna be all good here and all that, and it's just a pretty simple process, couple-day process. I wish me and Larry could move like we're moving in this video, because that'd be a great improvement. But you can see I take a few breaks sitting on the bucket and kind of guide Larry through. Now the process that when we get done with this, he's putting block in now just to hold things in place, and so the pipes don't wiggle around. And we don't want to get a water hammer where the pipes vibrate in the walls and things like that. So we're getting everything secured down really well. Then we're going to go in with a fire stop process, and that's going to be taking some fireproof caulking, and we're going to install that in all the joints. Any place that there's a penetration in the wall or floor, we're going to fire stop. Now, code doesn't necessarily require that much fire stop, but there's nothing worse than doing everything you think with due diligence and the inspector finds one that you missed. So if we do them all, we never have a problem, and overkill sometimes is a little better. It doesn't cost us much, so a little more time, it's well worth the money. You can see all the strapping going on with the pipes. We'll make sure everything's good and secure. Carl's over here now, the plumbing's done, and he's getting the insulation in so we can cut an opening. Now, something interesting with this project, we have to cut a whole wall out. We're gonna enlarge the kitchen. So we called the city allowed 2 inspections, even though we had to pay for an extra inspection, so that we can insulate everything, because it's getting to be fall, and we've had some 40-degree nights, and we don't want the house cold. So we're insulating everything before we chop out the wall. Then the inspector's gonna come back, and he's gonna okay the header after it's in. And that way we follow all the necessary codes and make sure everything's up to par. But the customer's not inconvenienced as much as freezing to death in the morning early. And even though they were okay with it, we weren't okay with it. We wanted the house nice and toasty. So you can see we got R30 laying there. R30's gonna go in the ceiling joist, probably double what they've got in the existing house, but it's code. We're gonna put it into code and make it as warm as possible in this new addition. It looks like Carl's in there taking part of the old Celotex off the inside and all that. getting everything buttoned up as far as the attic goes. They're taking the Celtex off right in that window. And that particular window gets a service door. Yeah, I say service door, it's gonna be a wooden door to match the doors in the house, because that's gonna be a private entrance into the laundry room. And we've created like a mud / laundry room so that they can enter and exit the house without, place to kick off their dirty shoes when they're out in the garden or whatever, and be able to go in the house, because they're getting all new flooring in the house as well. So it's just gonna make the job better, because there is another existing door that goes out to the new deck that we built. Now, we've seen those in previous videos, but they're gonna just maintain that, and that's gonna be the entrance to go out and enjoy, not necessarily get dirty. So this is a great entrance for the dog. Surprises me, nobody's asked us to put a dog door in yet. That may be a change order in the future, because the dog likes to go in and out a lot. He's a good dog. Now there's the wall that we're gonna take out, the wall in question. We have a heat duct runs up through it, and of course, and we got plumbing that runs up through it, of course. So those are all gonna be things that need to be moved and resituated so we can continue life in the house as normal. So we try to accomplish all that in one day, so the customer's not without their upstairs restroom for 2 days or 3 days. Carl's plucking out the old cabinets now, and they're the original cabinets of the house, so they've been there a long time. But we're gonna take all the drywall out of the old kitchen, so that when we put the new in the new kitchen, it just flows. It's all brand new, and you know, everything's painted to look exactly the same. And I'm not trying to match a ceiling texture in one room. The whole room would be in the same texture. And I think they're gonna slick this ceiling out in this particular job, just so that it's a kitchen, you know, and the problems some people have with textured ceilings in the kitchen, because you get a little grease splatter or water or whatever. So he's pulling all the old drywall off now, and man, it's really gonna open the space up. It's gonna be a huge kitchen. It's gonna be really nice. And we've enlarged it so the cabinets are actually gonna sit back behind the walls, so the whole opening space, which is about 10.5 feet, is gonna be all open. Now you see he has some temporary braces up. Those are gonna brace the wall, the roof ceiling joists and stuff over the top when we take out this wall header. And the weight will be displaced to that. And then what we'll do is we're gonna put our header up in there. We'll put a couple cripples on each side to hold the weight. And then we're gonna take down the braces, and this thing will be just like it was designed for. And there's the header in place. You can see it at the top. Makes a really cool, nice opening. Just a really nice, it's gonna be a nice kitchen. And the old kitchen, sadly enough, is just kind of gonna be a walkthrough, which, you know, they'll have some cabinets in there for storage and things like that. But, you know, in 6 months, I'd like to come back and talk to them, because I bet you'll be like, wow, we can't even remember working and raising kids with this kitchen being as small as it was. I know they're gonna have that conversation. It's like, we forgot what it was like. We'll show them the video, and they'll say, holy cow, how did we make it? Well, we always do, you know, but new is better sometimes. New is really nice most of the time. And there's Carl pulling down all the lights and stuff. And electricians are gonna have one more day out there, and the plumbers one more day to cut those pipes off coming through the floor. And they're gonna move some old wires that we're not gonna use anymore. And that's it.